Before we do get started, it looks like we're going to have Bernard with the university, Western Washington University, joining us to provide us. Oh shoot, maybe we're going to have to put this off because it wasn't included in the agenda. I'm gonna make a phone call to him. So I'm gonna put myself on mute. You guys can get started and start going through. Once you get to the agenda on the 75th book, go ahead and get started on, looking through those pictures.
John, is this something that you're wanting them to take action on? Is this something that someone's prepared to speak about? What's
yeah, I had talked to the consultant on the GPR, and I mixed up the dates. I was thinking we were going to do our first meeting with him in March, and it looks like I said February, but it wasn't scheduled. I mean, we need to let the public know about this first meeting.
If it's something that needs to be public, then yeah, we'll need to postpone it. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to make a phone call to him to let him know that he's off the hook for right now.
Okay.
Okay, Stanley, we're good to go.
Okay, so ready for me to open the meeting, you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is Stanley Green, Chair of the Historic Preservation Commission of the City of College Place, opening the electronic meeting, the 28th meeting of the Historic Preservation Commission. And we'll have a brief discussion of protocols. Lisa, do you want to talk about that?
Are you talking about the protocols regarding the minutes?
Right. People were wondering about that.
Yes. So at the last meeting, there was a question about the way that the minutes were presented, and there was a request to remove them from the consent agenda to make a proposed, to discuss them and potentially make a proposed amendment to them. So what ended up happening is they were all that any of the commission members need to do in order to have an item removed from the consent agenda is make the request. The moment the request is made, then yes, they are removed from the consent agenda. The proper procedure would have been then for them to be not only removed from the consent agenda, but placed into the regular meeting agenda for the regular action items. And it's up to Mr. Green as the chair, whether he would want them to be at the very beginning of those action items or at the end. But in the request to remove them, Mr. Green would make the choice as to where he wanted them, and then they would be addressed at that point in the agenda. Since that did not occur at the meeting last time, we reflected that Mr. Green requested that they be removed. That, since the consent agenda currently only had 2 items on it, that did leave 1 item, and it is still a part of the consent agenda because it's a no discussion item. So to clarify that, we created the stipulation that the consent agenda now consists only of the agenda for January. And then the item regarding the minutes, as the clerk, I noted that they are no longer part of the consent agenda because typically they would have been moved down into this portion of the agenda, but they weren't. So we still need to have them reflected in the minutes where they were addressed, but procedurally it needs to be noted that they are not a part of the consent agenda, which was approved up here. So does that explain? Does anybody have any questions regarding how that would be handled?
So another perspective is the consent agenda is only for items that we consider routine, for which nobody has any discussion. We just simply approve it as is. Is that a fair summary?
That is exactly true, yes.
Okay. So do any commissioners have any questions about that? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Okay. So now I'll proceed with the roll call. Vice Chair Gary Peterson. Present. Commissioner Mike Denny.
Present.
Commissioner Terry Gottschall.
Present.
Commissioner Edward Kantz. Okay. The next item is the consent agenda, which consists of the meeting agenda for today and the draft minutes as revised and provided to commissioners. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
That
Do we
was
have any requests?
That was
Pardon?
Commissioner Denny that seconded, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, it didn't come across on the audio.
Oh,
Okay, Gary, are you able to unmute? Can someone coach him on how to do that?
I'll go in there.
Okay, thanks. Okay, do we have any requests for public comment?
No public comment was received.
Okay, so now we move to the regular agenda and the 75th anniversary book. And will we be able to, in the meeting, look at the photographs that have been assembled?
Are
think-
these the photographs that are in the agenda right here?
Right.
yep.
I will work on bringing those up.
Okay, thank you.
So I can share my screen and probably go through them a lot more efficiently. And then if we want to do that in one by one. And then maybe Mike, as they pop up, you can speak to the context of them.
All right, great.
So I have a question, Mike. So how many photographs are in this collection? What's the census of photographs that we would consider as a total number for the book?
Well, we have room for probably 100 photographs, 105. So we don't have to take all that room, but we could do it.
Okay. And how many are in this collection?
Oh, this is what, 40?
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually added some, I added the park ones that I have.
Okay,
I can get a count on them here in a little bit. But.
so this is Dunlaps Sanitarium. And that was built shortly after Walla Walla College's administration was built. And this was built to take care of tuberculosis outbreak that occurred. And eventually they sold this, and the Dunlaps moved to their sanitarium to Walla Walla, and it became the Walla Walla General Hospital.
So Dunlop was a private family or a
It
company?
was. He and his wife came, he was a physician and she was a nurse, and they opened up a clinic at Walla Walla College. It was not part of the college. It was separate from the college.
Is this building there at the corner of, used to be at the corner of 4th and College Avenue where Smith Hall now is?
Correct. Yes.
Did this building get torn down or
It burned
moved?
down.
Burned down. A
It
lot of
burned
wood
in
buildings burned.
1932.
Huh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it was used at, it was originally a public school, and they took it over. So it's one of the original schools in College Place.
do you suppose they built that patio on there so tuberculosis patients would be able to be wheeled out there in the sun and just try to get in as much warmth as they could? Was that one of the treatments of the day?
Yes. Solar radiation.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I had heard that the sanitarium building was located approximately where Peterson Memorial Library now sits. Is that not correct?
Well, it's where Smith Hall is now.
Okay.
So it had a different outline. It went up the hill a little ways there, where the library is now, but mostly where Smith Hall is right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my understanding that it was originally a one-story building and they jacked it up and built a second story underneath.
You're correct. And it was a tremendous amount of work. They lifted the whole structure up, went in, added the second story because they needed more office space and what they called fomentation rooms. And they were all downstairs. So, yeah.
Now,
and one other thing interesting about it is that they also took care of typhoid patients, cholera patients, and the tuberculosis patients.
There was a display of historical timeline at the Walla Walla General Hospital facility on 2nd Avenue in Walla Walla. And several years ago, I looked at that. And it seemed to me that it said something about how this operation had started in Spokane and moved to College Place. Have you found anything to that effect?
No.
Okay.
Dunlaps came directly from Battle Creek, Michigan to here.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was Dr. Dunlap.
But is it correct that this sanitarium became Walla Walla General Hospital?
Eventually, yes.
The institution, not the physical facility.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. That's the building of the girls' dorm.
You have this as bank construction.
Oh, man, that's
1969.
Yeah, that's it. And if you look across the street, you can see the gas station over there on the corner. And this is what became Rainier Bank and is now, it was not Banner, but
Umpqua.
Umpqua Bank.
And the university owns it now.
Right.
Wow. Cool.
Okay.
Where did you find all these pictures, Mike?
Oh, I found a secret location where there's just loads of pictures of College Place.
That's cool.
I talked to Joe Drazen, and he put me in contact with another person, and they had it all.
Okay, great.
And we're free.
There's some great pictures in here.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
There's the original Beeline gas station sign.
Oh yeah, boy, the signage in this picture is, oh, what I'd pay to be able to have some of those signs. You might not notice, but over in the lower right-hand corner, there's a camper on a pickup truck. And on the hood of that pickup truck is a big 6-foot Goodyear tire sign that, is just kind of laying stretched out over this hood, drooping. Something like that today would be worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
As would the 67 Oldsmobile parked there.
Look at that Impala right there.
Yeah.
But I never remembered that College Avenue was that wide coming down the hill there.
Yeah.
Much wider than I remember, but.
And that pickle factory building there behind the cars is much, much smaller than I remembered as a boy.
Yeah. Yep. But I was looking for another photo from the side not from on the hill here, but I was unable to locate one. But there's another one that looks at it from the south, looking to the south. So, but I really like that old sign right there.
Boy, yeah.
Okay. There's the one. This is the
Perry's.
yeah. This is across from the College Dairy store. Yep. This is the one that got, they had a 5,000 gallon underground tank, gas tank for their pumps. And it eventually rusted and they lost thousands of gallons of fuel that went into the soil. And in about, it would have been 79, 80, they had to go in and dig that all out because OSHA found out about it, and the EPA after Nixon stepped in and required that they excavate that whole thing out of there and remove those soils because the fuel was starting to seep towards Rogers School under the houses. So anyway.
In addition to that, remediation machinery was set up in the garage of the house immediately to the west.
Right. And they were pumping the fumes out behind in the vacant lot. Yep. Remember this?
I remember the building, but I didn't know it had ever been a restaurant. When I was a kid, there was kind of a little mom and pop grocery candy store in there. I remember going in as a kid.
Yep. And then there was they did that sub shop sandwich deal in the late 70s over on the far side.
Yep.
Yep. And there is the center of College Place. That is it. College Dairy over here, bookstore next to it, gas station to the left. There's the old building that has been greatly changed quite a bit. There's City Hall right there, just to the other side of the VW van. Yeah, right there, that's City Hall.
Yep.
Be very glad, John, you're not in that City Hall. That was a horribly pathetic little building. It had 2 jail cells in it. It had this room that was probably 12, 15 feet maybe by 30 feet. And that's where city council met around these big U-shaped table. And then the citizens sat out to the south of that table arrangement in 3 rows of chairs. There was no air conditioning. And in a hot September evening, it was cooking in there. It was something. And boy, I saw some of the hottest arguments in there. It had nothing to do with the ambient air temperature, just really got in arguments. But that was, I used to go to city council meetings in there, and it was really interesting. That's
I
where
could be mistaken, but I think I remember going to a meeting that they moved the fire trucks out of the fire station because there were so many people so they could have it in there. And the topic of discussion was whether or not the police department should unionize.
Oh, yep. Yep. So this is the gas station built by Walter Bunch right there, and it's still there. And
are you sure it's still there? Because this building,
that's not Bob
is
Palomini's. That's the parking lot of the bookstore, isn't it?
Right,
I
it is
believe
now.
that
You're
Gary
right.
is correct.
The other one on down is built by Walter Bunch. There was
Yeah.
the other gas station by the Thai restaurant there, across from the Thai restaurant.
Which is now the Village Life Building.
Correct. And that's the Walter Bunch one.
The thing to remember is a lot of these gas stations kind of followed the same corporate plan again and again.
Yeah.
So you might, this building that's where might be very, very similar to the one that Palomini eventually had down there that Bunch built, a couple of blocks to the north. So, yeah. Again,
That,
boy, I wish I had this signage out in my shop.
office. Isn't that the present chaplain's office there?
Yeah, it used to be the National Bank of Commerce.
Okay. And look at all the businesses on beyond there, all the way down.
Yeah.
And
One
College
little-
Avenue, or Roosevelt Avenue as it was called, had just a strip of paving down the center and dirt on both sides.
Is that what that is? Gravel. Wow.
Yeah.
Mike, this is a picture of somebody's computer screen. Do you know who you got this from? Is there a way we can get a digital file of this instead of a picture?
I
of a
don't
picture?
know. I can certainly try. Yeah, I see their computer thing here.
This is a great picture, and I've never seen it before. But I
Yeah,
don't think it would be good enough quality to put in a book.
yeah.
Good point. Good point.
I can try and locate the original.
There's a couple in here like this. So
Okay.
this one as well. Like this, I really like this one. It shows,
Oh my.
these businesses.
Yeah, I love that cash grocery business right there.
So in addition to showing all the businesses, it also shows street trees, so it really documents some ways in which this part of the city has dramatically changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a different view. So I think we're looking south in this one, and then we're looking north in this one in the same area, because I think there's the retaining wall to the original retaining wall in front of the admin building.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Great picture.
Now look at those old cars. I mean, this is from
Yeah.
the 40s probably.
Yep. Late mid 40s.
So yeah, if we could figure out where these two came from, that'd
Okay.
be awesome.
And this is the wing of a plane right here. And that's
Hey, you notice it's shiny aluminum.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's probably a lustrum. A lot of, a Piper Cub and stuff would be covered with fabric. So that's probably about 1946 picture, I would guess. Oh yeah, there's the water tower. So
Yeah.
Now
Towers
this
there.
photo, I think it must have been from a slide maybe, because I think it's backwards. I think
I am finding it disorienting.
I think it's reversed. I think,
Okay.
because look at the bluff way out here. This would be where the Hayden Homes development is.
Yep.
And the bluff should be on the south side of that. So I think everything just north and south need to be flopped.
wouldn't we see where Martin Airfield is if that's where Hayden is? And
Well, this is 4th Street right here, and this is 6th. See how? That's what I think anyhow.
Well, there's the tower. So
So the tower is closer to 6th Street.
it should be flopped the other way.
Yeah, I think our north-south is backwards.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I see the college church with its spire.
I don't think it was built yet.
No.
So there's a big building that looks like it has a spire in the center.
Right there.
Yeah, isn't that the church?
I'm going to try and make my
I'll give it
photo a
the
little
review
bigger.
here.
Yeah, that's
That is
not
definitely
a,
the church.
Yep.
yeah,
Stanley's right.
that's
So,
it.
and that's the admin building, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so this is.
So that should be over here.
And the boys' dorm is right there.
Yeah.
Sittner's right there.
So I'll try to flag this one. I'm sure that they have the technology to flip it. I tried to flip it with what I have and I couldn't figure it out.
Okay.
ah,
I like that picture.
yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's a great one. I wonder what year.
Well,
this
shortly
is.
after the
On the
church was
label there,
built, I'd say 62, 63.
somewhere in there.
Oh, 64 is what's on the label.
Okay.
Because the church was built in 62, wasn't it?
Something like
That's what it
that.
said. Yeah. I believe Helen Cross's little book states that the college church was built in 62, completed. So, very good. This is another one of College Place.
Boy, I can't. It's too
That's the-
finite for me to see.
Right there's the church.
Right. So we're looking generally north.
Correct. That's north.
So, pardon me, but the large structure on the lower
The youth
left,
center.
that would be the youth center?
That is it.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
so-
Yeah.
That's
Oh, there we
So
go.
this one's correct.
There's Sittner, there's the church.
Yeah,
Yep.
this one's oriented
Fine Arts
properly.
Center.
And you notice most of the homes are not real big. They're all kind of blocky little houses
Yep.
all the way through.
Very modest.
Yes. Yep. All right. Here, Gary, you know these folks?
Boy, no, I don't. Is the man in the middle Con Murphy?
That is Con Murphy.
I'll be darned.
And I don't know this gentleman right here.
The one on the left?
Yes.
Hmm.
I don't know who that is. I haven't been able to find anything about him. But he had something to do with Kiwanis Park. So I'm going to guess he's the president of the Kiwanis Club. College Place
Maybe.
Kiwanis.
Yeah.
Well, isn't this Lions Park?
No, I think this is Kiwanis Park, kind of over there, close to where the baseball diamond still is behind Davis School.
Right.
So on the
Okay.
new Whitman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Whitman went through. Yeah.
And there's an event because you can see a KTEL vehicle
Right.
behind the backstop.
Yep.
Is that the old German church underneath the fellow's left arm, the one holding the baseball?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. It's a person. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a person.
Put my glasses back on.
Yeah.
It might be German though.
Could
Yeah.
be.
Oh, now say that is interesting. Can you blow that up again, John? Somebody said that's the KTEL, the radio station vehicle behind
Yes.
the backstop. Is that correct? KTEL?
Right.
KTEL.
Huh.
Yeah. Be about 1964.
Yeah, they used to do live 65. Yeah, somewhere in there. I'd guess 64, 65.
Yeah.
Boy, the guy on the right looks like an astronaut.
Yeah. Yep.
Boy,
Okay, well, we should probably move on.
Yeah.
Right.
I
At least I
love
came
this
up with
picture.
Con Murphy.
Hey,
There's
this is
the
an
city
excellent
hall.
photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's,
And those two trucks were in service for a long, long time. I remember Don Bush had some kind of a plan to try to keep both of those, save them around for some future museum, but that fell apart, and I have no idea where those vehicles went, but they certainly survived longer than they had been in service with the city.
Yeah.
But that's been 30 years, so who knows?
Yeah.
This is probably the best picture I've seen of the city hall complete. Usually it's just the fire department side, fire station side.
yeah, it's an excellent photo.
So all of these black and white photos are Union Bulletin photos.
Wow,
Yeah, they're all courtesy of the Union Bulletin.
great.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we have their permission to use them?
Yes.
Great.
And I don't know who any of these ladies are, but they were involved with the garden club.
In College Place?
Yes.
Where is this barbecue thing at? Is
This
that
was
camp?
right where the shelter is now in
Like
Lions
Kiwanis
Park, the brand new Lions Park.
Oh, Lions
Oh,
Park.
really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
So, yeah,
They're sold over there to me.
yeah.
Yep.
58.
And you can see there's an old barn there in the
Yeah.
back there. And because of the direction this is facing, it's facing away from the bluff here that is to the south. And this is the back of this is facing to the north. So
So the houses there behind the telephone pole are on Highland Park Drive?
correct. Well, up in that direction, yeah.
Oh, but look at the
This is
shadows.
where- That's up where Bush built up there.
Look at the shadows. The sun, if that can't be Highland Park Drive because the sun wouldn't be in the north.
Yeah, it's coming in in the morning, shining in the morning.
So this is east and that is west.
That is.
You know,
looking-
we should go through all these pictures and make notes. Yeah, interesting. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a good idea for the sake of time for, Gary and or a couple of you, whoever wants to do it, to get together to make notes on these
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah, maybe we should just go through a little quicker. I'm
Yeah,
looking at
let's
the
just
clock.
do-
Yeah, Gary and Mike, would you be willing to work on the notes together?
Sure.
Yes,
That'd be
yes.
great.
This is an old College Place team.
I'll be darned.
Isn't that something? And there's their coach. And yeah.
I
So can we
wonder
back up
who-
one?
Huh?
Can we back up one?
Sure.
So I like the second one better, the other one better. Personally, if we're just going to include one, the one with the backstop, I think this is a better photo.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
This isn't a little league team. These are adults.
Yes. It's a college team.
Huh.
So what does what's
Is it
CWC?
Merkins?
Was that Central Washington College?
I
Now
don't
Central
think so.
Washington University?
No. This is from College Place.
But why would it
So the
be?
coach's jacket.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
okay.
So what is it?
And it's-
CP Merchants? Is that what it says?
On each uniform, it says CP Merchants. So
Okay,
all
so
the
the
merchants
merchants
of
of
College
College
Place.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would vote for including the photo with the backstop.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to do some research, Mike.
Yep.
Now, this was in the Union Bulletin Sunday last, wasn't it?
I don't know. But this is due to a massive ice storm and too much snow on a roof.
Yeah,
Destroyed this
this
pharmacy.
was, I think this in the Union Bulletin on their Sunday kind of old photos thing as
Okay.
well. Boy, I hope nobody was in there.
It was on a weekend. No, it was closed.
So the building on the left is the brick one that we see, the column in the left is the old CNBC bank again.
Right.
And this building collapsed. It had been a pharmacy, and then where College Place Cleaners is eventually became, oh, I don't know. Was that Johnson's barber shop? See it? Well, we'll have to do some research. I wonder. That's interesting.
What is this? Does it say the walk shop?
Watch
Or
shop. Christie's
the watch?
It was a watch shop.
Watch.
There's some
Watch.
watch repair.
Oh, wow.
Remember Christie's watch shop?
Well, yeah, he had a shop in his own house over on Whitman. Had he been here in this building before?
Right there.
Wow. Well, we'll have to confirm that. That's fascinating.
Yep.
Yes, this also was in the Union Bulletin.
Really?
Yeah, just Sunday, or
Okay.
maybe the Sunday before.
So
Yeah, I
this-
didn't know this had been the post office before it became the Color Press.
Right.
And then the building on the right was the old college store.
Cool.
And you can see how it had been modified probably in the 30s, because the building originally, you said, had dated from like 1890 something.
1898, and that
Yeah.
was Nichols drug goods store.
That's what you were saying. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
That's a good thing they tore down all these old buildings. I mean, it would be a real shame if we actually had them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want
Isn't
that.
Well, we can thank the college for their commitment to historic preservation.
Yeah.
I could say something, but I won't. Okay, let's go on to the next photo. Wow.
That is College Place's first major public school.
Was it later torn down?
It was destroyed.
Okay, because I don't recognize that as even looking like Davis School in particular.
No. Isn't
Was
that
it on the
beautiful
same site as
building?
Davis?
Pardon me?
Was it on the same site as Davis?
It was. Yeah.
Man. You know, when buildings were simpler and less energy efficient and so on, you could tear down and build again so fast. I can't believe it.
Yep.
Was it lost to fire, or they just tore it down?
Just tore it down. Can you blow this one up? They were remodeling this school, and there's where they threw the garbage down.
Huh. Are you sure that wasn't a fire escape?
I think that might have been a fire
You
escape.
think so?
Yeah.
I see those a lot in old photos of school.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember something like that. You know, I think that was a fire escape, Mike. But I'm
Okay. Well, that's that same building, only the front of it.
Well, would this have been the original Davis then?
It could be.
Boy, it sure looks.
I've not found an official name of it.
Could we go back one picture, please?
Oh, they added to it. See and if you look at the way the windows are formed to the south of the tower, and then look here, the windows to the north of the tower are
Much
flat
smaller.
topped, and the windows to the south of the tower are arched.
Yeah, you're right. They added on to it.
Yep.
Oh,
They added on to it.
okay.
Yep.
They did duplicate the dormer on the addition, but that was it.
Yep.
Wow. You know, it's fun to speculate, but we'd need to document a lot of this before we published it.
Right.
And this photo, although, I mean, whoops, when you zoom into it, it's good, but I mean, it's okay, but I don't know if how it'll reproduce in a book. It's so small.
On a small page.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sorry, but I believe this was also in the Union Bulletin just a couple of days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, these are all UB photos.
Well, yeah. I doubt I have any of that paper around, but except now, if I could be mistaken, I don't remember the picture of the boy with a cowboy hat.
Okay.
I mean, it's like maybe he wasn't in the. Oh, I definitely that's new. I don't remember that one. Holy moly!
Isn't that
Yeah.
something?
NBFC. Yeah.
Do we know what the event was?
Just
Halloween
4th of July
parade.
parade.
Halloween parade in College Place.
Yeah, it says Halloween. Okay.
It says that in the caption.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I don't see any costumes.
That's a lot of people.
Yes. Yep. And
Wow,
they
there
were
was a
really,
traffic signal at 3rd Street.
and this was the public pool. No.
No, this is a sewage plant. Yeah.
That's the original sewage plant.
That I'll agree with. Yep.
Yep.
It's so small and quaint.
Remember that sign?
No.
This is Highway 12. And that was the sign that pointed to College Place.
So what's the road to the left in today's terminology?
I think this is Highway 125 at College Avenue.
Right.
Okay.
You're right.
So if we were standing there today and that College Place sign was still there, we'd probably see Walmart underneath the College
Right
Place
under.
sign in the distance.
Right.
Right.
Now, it's interesting over there where the trees are, that's probably kind of where the cemetery and the poor farm was.
Farm, and this is Scenic View up there. Scenic
Yeah,
View Drive.
up here on the left. Hey,
Yeah.
can you make that picture bigger, please? Is that the biggest you can go?
Wow. It
Yeah.
isn't that
Low resolution.
grainy.
Yeah, you lose it.
But
Well-
there's definitely some kind of
Oh,
mid-century
yeah.
ranches
Now
up
that
there.
is so interesting. This is probably about 1964, and I believe the reason for that is, again, right between the center legs of the College Place sign, you see there's that one house. That's right there, and it's a daylight basement. I think that's where Ruth Joyce lives. And at the
Okay.
time, my parents lived there, and then they built a house just to the left of it. And it's not there yet, and they built in 66. So
Okay.
I would guess that's probably 65, 66 that picture was taken.
Okay.
Gary,
And-
you're probably in that house when this photo was taken.
Who knows? Who knows?
So in 1970, when we first moved here, that sign was there.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay.
This
I
is
think
College
is,
Place, College Avenue.
Yeah. I think we've seen this one.
Yeah, this
better
is the
version.
one that is a
Yeah.
picture of a computer screen. So
Yeah,
this
this
is,
is a lower resolution version of one we saw before.
Yep.
yep. The same thing here. I think.
Yeah.
This looks a little different to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
These
this is
cars
a-
look a little older.
Yeah.
The church.
Boy, I'm amazed at the size of the trees, even
Yeah.
then.
Those are all gone now, aren't they?
Yep.
I think you're right, Jerry.
They're all gone.
Oh,
College Place gets a stop sign.
is this,
Put us on the map.
can you make that a little bigger, please?
Uh,
So So what intersection is this in today's street terminology?
That is
Rose
where
and
Rose
College.
Street swings into College Avenue
Right.
at the north. The railroad track is just to the right of the policeman.
Right. So the
Yeah.
I wonder
photographer.
if Bill Kelly would know who this guy is. We should.
I thought that was Bill Kelly as a young man.
It might be.
No, his name was like leader, officer leader. It was a single officer in College Place. He was it. Yeah.
Because I think Bill's stepdad was the first police chief I remember.
Okay. Yeah, and he stood by that all the time.
Boy.
There's the public school
Hey,
again.
see, there's the public school and there's that fire escape thing.
Yeah.
They moved it off the front.
Yeah. But they also changed all the rest of the windows except those up there up on top.
Well, those would be original, and that would have been the addition.
Right. And that's a great
That's
picture of
Stanfield's
Dennis
dad.
Lappiani.
No. That's
Dennis
Dennis
Lappiani.
yeah, Lippiani.
Yeah.
Longest serving fire chief in Washington at the time he retired.
Police chief.
Police chief, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that from the UB. I thought it was a great photo. So that is Dorsey Nichols.
The guy that had the first grocery store there, huh?
He had the first dry goods store in College Place.
With the famous legal case about Saturday closing and Sunday closing.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was his father's store originally.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Ernie's
his father had
mattress
the legal
shop.
case?
Yeah, 1901 and 1902.
Yes.
that's Rogers Bakery.
It is now.
Yeah.
Oh my, Ernie's mattress shop.
Never heard of it.
And that is
Count Dracula.
Frank Orselli. He was the first Italian farmer in the Walla Walla Valley.
Really? What was his name?
Frank Orselli.
Orselli.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he came out of the U.S. military. He was stationed at Fort Walla Walla,
Huh.
1857.
Oh my.
Well, now this definitely looks like Halloween.
That's a Halloween.
Yeah, those are costumes.
Yeah. That's a Halloween deal.
What a bunch of pagans.
And that college store is the old Nichols store.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
That's
great
Nichols
photo.
right
I
there.
think this little girl over here is dressed as a witch. And there's Frankenstein behind her.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Public school.
You would never see that today, would you?
And there you can see the College Place Pharmacy before the building collapsed.
Yeah. Yeah. And you see the Red Cross coming up behind all these ghouls.
Yeah,
And the college store, too. You get a nice view of that.
yeah, that's a great
That
photo.
building.
So
And
just
look, they had a
before the-
banner going across the street.
Yeah, there's a big banner there.
So how many more photos do we have to look at? Because we only have about 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
A lot more, but we
I'll
don't
be
have
quiet.
to
I'll
look
say
through all of
nothing.
them.
Just
They're
pick
all
one.
available on board docs for you
Okay.
to look at on your
Yeah.
own.
So
Okay.
That was Mopar.
Uh,
That's Burl Nichols.
yeah. Can you name those folks, Gary?
Only two. Burl Nichols down here kneeling with a hammer in his hand, and Austin Morgan right behind the sign.
Right behind the sign. Okay.
That's the only two that I can identify positively.
And Larry, Curly, and Mo.
Yeah.
Who's this?
That's Marge Nyhagen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How many years has she been on the council?
18.
It's been a long time since I've seen her.
Yeah.
She's
I
been on
interviewed
the
her.
council for more like 23 or 24 years.
28
I can let
years.
you know.
28 years.
Wow, Martin
That's Martin
Airfield.
Field with all the airplanes.
Yep.
A pretty good number.
Yeah.
Could you make that a little bigger, please?
They're all Cessnas.
Uh,
No, there's a Piper right there and another Piper there.
wow.
That's a lot of planes for that little airstrip.
Yep.
Okay. There's
Dr. Blaylock.
Blaylock.
He is.
Yep.
Like the beard.
Yeah.
I thought that was Terry.
This is the second police officer. First time College Place had 3 police officers. And
Oh,
look,
that's the new
there's
post office.
JFK and Hubert.
Huh.
And that's the dedication of the post office.
Yep.
That is Saturno.
Really?
Pasquale Saturno. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. That's Pasquale Saturno as he aged. This is their granddaughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Is that no?
That's up off of Rose.
Yeah, that's out there by the big Y.
Huh.
I forget there's the Pathfinders Club.
Yeah.
And that's the first or the main road between College Place and Walla Walla, Rose Street.
Oh my.
It's amazing how quickly a road would be cut. I mean,
Yeah.
Because I believe Wallula Avenue is older than Rose Street. In other words, before this was built, you would have had to go north on College Avenue to Wallula Avenue and then turn right to get to Walla Walla. That's my understanding.
Okay. And this is another view of the sanitarium.
So I think this is a much better view than the earlier one.
Yeah.
well, this one has a second floor and the earlier one didn't.
Right.
Hmm.
And this just has young trees that were just planted not too long before.
This is another one of those pictures of a
On a
monitor.
computer, yeah.
Okay, now I could be mistaken, but I think that the man behind the wheel is Bill Kelly's stepfather.
Okay.
That's the police car.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And he lived there on Larch Street,
Okay.
where Bill lives now, I believe.
Hmm.
And he had the bicycle shop where the U-Haul is now, just north of the railroad track on College Avenue.
So this is Saturnos Farm. Pasquale Saturno's farm. I got this from Whitman College.
So is the camera like in a tree by what's now Larch Avenue?
I don't know how they elevated the camera. I have no idea.
Or at the top of the water tower?
There was no water tower.
No, there's a water tower outside the Saturno home on Larch Avenue.
Well,
Maybe.
that's true, but I doubt it's that tall.
Yeah.
I think we're looking to the west,
Right.
and that I think that's the home that's the Saturno home.
So anyhow, but the camera is above what is now Larch Avenue, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep,
I would agree.
Wow.
yep. That's Whitman.
Yeah,
There's Totem Out Market.
Before or
Yeah.
after the robbery?
This is this is 1959, the same year the robbery occurred.
What intersection?
So this is
Broadway and 12th.
Broadway and 12, right there.
Underneath
Oh.
the sign going up into the darkness would be Broadway Street.
Right,
right.
right.
Is that building the one that's still there?
It's the
Yeah,
Mexican
it's the
restaurant right now.
Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Happy
This was the-
Wanderer.
Happy Wanderer now, yeah.
This is the building that Blair's purchased, and they ran Totem Out Market from 1959 to 1970. Yeah. Well, I hate to say this, but I have to go to another Zoom meeting at 5.
Well,
So I'd like to, okay, so let's put the photos on hold now. I'd like to just bring up a couple of items of closing business. First of all, I'd like for each of you to look at what you agreed to consider regarding certified local government grants. I did some research with Walla Walla 2020 about signs. I think we're going to have to devote more time to this at our next meeting.
Yep.
Do we have any reports?
No.
Okay. Under meeting information, so there was an item from last month that didn't get onto today's agenda, but I'm proposing it as an action item next month, and that is the election of officers. And Vice Chair Gary Peterson has stated that he's willing to serve as chair, and I would welcome volunteers to serve as vice chair. If someone else would like to also serve as chair, we could have a competitive election, which would be exciting. But I suspect there may not be a knockdown, drag out political battle over that. But so those are just some factors to consider for our next meeting, which is scheduled for March 18, if I'm reading.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. Is there any other urgent business to briefly bring up today? So again, look at what you, at last month, what you discussed about looking into for the grants, and we'll just spend more time on that. And we'll also elect officers. Any other matters? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, everyone. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the pictures, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah.